I sold myself to Sebastian when I needed money most. I'd been with him 5 years, and I always knew I was nothing but a stand-in. Now the genuine first love had flown home and magnanimously flung 50 million at me. I couldn't grab the cash and run fast enough. Except, Sebastian, no spending limit, be mine for life. I stared at the black card in front of me and felt more lost than I'd ever been. Alright, I'll pick you up tomorrow. Sebastian stood on the balcony, his low voice slipping into my ears. Men. I stayed curled on the sofa, too lazy to move, but I rolled my eyes hard in his direction. The musky scent of sex hadn't even cleared the air before Hawk was rushing to answer his first love's call. What a stellar split of body and soul. Jerk. Still, I scooped up my phone and peeked at the balance in my account, and glee crept back into the corners of my eyes and brows. Screw Sebastian, screw the first love, they could all get lost. What's a man compared to the money sitting in my account? Amid the giddiness, I couldn't help pitying that first love. The man she missed could tumble into bed with another woman any night these 5 years. How genuine could that love possibly be? What are you smiling at? Sebastian had finished his call at some point and now loomed over the sofa, narrowing his eyes at me. I grinned sweetly, playing docile. Sebastian, I'm so tired. Go take a shower. But I can't walk, what should I do? Certain Hawk wouldn't do anything to me. I shamelessly showed off my long, straight legs, swinging them slowly in front of his eyes. Sebastian's lids dropped, desire churning in his gaze again. Haley. That husky murmur laid his thoughts bare. I curved my lips, deliberately stretching his name. Sebastian, you asked for it. Hawk bent, scooped me into his arms, and headed for the bathroom. Tucked against his chest, I wondered whether I was being too disrespectful to my sugar benefactor. Oh well, I was leaving anyway, might as well go wild. When I woke the next morning, Sebastian's side of the messy king bed was empty. I reached over, the sheets were ice cold. Clark was fixing lunch. Seeing me step out, she said, Haley, you're awake. Hawk told me to come make lunch for you. Just wait, it'll be ready soon. Clark is honest to a fault. I'd begged her many times to drop the polite miss business, it felt weird. After all, if you really counted, both she and I worked for Sebastian. She sold her labor. Me? I sold labor too, just a different kind. But no matter how often I corrected her, she never changed. Sebastian went out? I thought Hawk wasn't going to the office today. Hawk left after breakfast, I'm not sure where. Then my foggy brain suddenly cleared, last night's phone call. Oh, Hawk must have gone to greet the first love. Kind of early, though. I figured, hey, first love returning, maybe Sebastian wanted to stage some surprise. That little self-talk smoothed it over for me. Clark, I want rice noodle soup. Clark waved her hands. Can't do it. Hawk said your stomach is tricky, I can't serve that. If Hawk finds out, Hawk'll fire me. Huh? My eyes went wide. When did Sebastian say that? Last week, the day you came back from set. Hawk saw the unfinished bowl of noodles and looked really upset. Heaven and earth weren't enough, Hawk had to police my food too. Sebastian was getting crazier by the day. But I couldn't risk Clark losing her job, so I asked, what's for lunch, then? Hawk told me to simmer 3-grain porridge, with red dates and longans. I rolled my eyes at the ceiling. Dear God, she's a 25-year-old woman, why is she being forced onto a wellness routine? That bastard Sebastian was robbing her of life's joys. Please, first love, hurry back and drag this demon away. Heaven must have heard my prayer. That night, while I was gaming, the doorbell rang. I opened the door to find a tall woman standing outside. You are? She ignored me and strode straight into the mansion. White suit, chestnut hair twisted up, exquisite features, eyes full of disdain. You're Haley, right? I am. And you? Hello, I'm Olivia. Oh, Olivia. Wait, Olivia, as in Sebastian's first love? I met her gaze, hesitantly lifted a hand, and shook hers. Hi there. My brain crashed. What was this, a show of force? Well, must be, used to be indirect, now upgraded to direct. How many years have you been with Axon? I waggled my fingers, thinking. About 5. Olivia nodded thoughtfully, sat on the sofa, looking ready for a long talk. I wanted to say barging into someone else's house was rude. But then I remembered, this is Sebastian's place, might become hers someday. A stand-in should probably keep quiet. Axon and I grew up together. We dated in college, but after graduation Hawk had to take over the company and I insisted on furthering my studies abroad. Neither of us would compromise, so we broke up. These years, whenever Hawk came overseas we'd have dinner. It took me this long to realize I want to be by his side more than I want a career, so I came back. Oh, right, Axon picked me up today. We hadn't seen each other in ages and got a bit carried away. I kept telling him to drink less, but Hawk was so happy I was back. Hawk ended up wasted. Hawk won't be coming home tonight, I thought I'd let you know. I wanted to say I love gossip, as long as I'm not in it. Good heavens, I'm not fighting you for Sebastian, so detailing how much Hawk loves you is a waste of breath. But Olivia didn't leave me an opening. Haley, I checked, that's your name, right? Your career is picking up, a sugar benefactor scandal wouldn't help. Vance isn't stupid, you know exactly why you could stay with him. Message received, time for me to exit. But Sebastian hadn't spoken yet. Compared with the future lady of the house, the current lord still calls the shots. Besides, in every drama I've acted, the woman who tells the girl to leave always waves a certified check. So, where's my check? I stared at Olivia, totally bewildered, wondering how to broach the topic. When I stayed silent, her face darkened. Vance, don't refuse a favor only to face something worse. Sterling, right? What do you want to say? You want me to leave Sebastian, correct? Why else? You think you still have a chance now that I'm back? I blinked at her, wide-eyed, until she got creeped out. What are you doing? Did I really have to say it? Might look too money-hungry, but I couldn't just slink off empty-handed. Ahem, Sterling, well, what? The check? What check? Olivia looked blank. The one paying me to disappear from Sebastian's life. I batted my lashes, looking every inch a gold digger. Her face visibly froze. It took her several beats to recover. Haley, you want money? Yep, that's how they do it in dramas. Olivia laughed derisively. So that's all you are? Wait a couple of days, I'll have it delivered. I'll pay, stay away from Axon. Deal. After Olivia left, my phone rang almost immediately. Seeing Sebastian on the screen, I felt a flicker of guilt. Had I just sold him? I brushed the thought aside. Impossible, big shot Sebastian? I couldn't afford to sell him. Sebastian, I answered. What did you have for dinner? The old man was getting more nagging by the minute. I answered brightly, pork knuckle broth. A laugh came through the receiver. Pork, knuckle, huh? I realized the double meaning, groaned, and raked a hand through my hair. I wanted to retort, you're the pig, but I didn't have the guts. Clark says I'm low on calcium lately. Alright, early night tonight. I've got something on, so I won't be back. Olivia had already come and spelled it out, why was Hawk still calling? I didn't get it, but I fired back fast, got it. Sebastian seemed choked by my speed. Hawk paused before adding, you're not going to ask where I'm going? Sebastian's busy, I get it. I won't pry. Nothing more than 300 rounds with his first love, right? I. Anything else, Sebastian? No. Hanging up. Listening to the dial tone, I was thoroughly confused. Was the guy having his man period or something? I tossed Sebastian to the back of my mind and hopped to the kitchen, chomping half an apple while I dove back into my game. Turns out you really shouldn't do sneaky bad things. All I did was sell Sebastian off. Well, no, I earned myself a fat payday. Heaven is so unfair. I planted one hand on the ground, pushed myself up, shaded my forehead with the other, and casually hopped on one foot to the curb. I looked down at my already swollen ankle, on the verge of an ugly cry. In this huge mansion district there wasn't even a ghost. Was I supposed to keep bouncing? I might be a has-been actress, but I still had a reputation to protect. I scrolled through my contacts. Leah, nope, she'd lecture me to death. My assistant, nope, she's on vacation with her boyfriend. Clark, ugh, I never saved the mansion landline, shoot. Hey, Connor, perfect. Hawk's off today, not glued to Sebastian, and Hawk lives in the next complex. Hello, Vance, are you looking for Sebastian? Hawks, no, I cut in fast, no point chasing a man prepping for a date. Connor, I need you. Me? A beat of surprise, then his calm returned. What can I do, Vance? Well, Even through his business tone I felt awkward. Vance? I squeezed my eyes shut and went for broke. Could you come to Sebastian's mansion and run me to St. Francis? What happened, Vance? Since the cat was out, I confessed my stupidity cleanly. Understood. Hang tight, I'll be right there. Thanks, sorry for the trouble. With a ride incoming, I relaxed. I tucked my cap low to hide my somewhat famous face, plopped on the curb, and started a casual mobile game, humming happily whenever I cleared a level. Ignore the scenery and you'd think I was lounging on my own sofa, carefree and content. Doesn't look too bad, you're still gaming. Over the jaunty music came a low male voice. My spine snapped straight, I lifted the brim a millimeter and sneaked a peek. Then ducked back into hiding. Haley. Hawk hardly ever uses my name, only when I'm seducing him or when Hawk's furious. My eyes darted under the cap, this felt like the angry option, right? Phone still going? Planning to sit here all day? Only then did I notice the cheerful game music. I killed it with an embarrassed chuckle. Sebastian, what are you doing here? My voice dripped guilt, hands death gripping the hat, afraid to look up. I'm not here, want Connor instead? Truth, but I couldn't say it, his fury was unmistakable. Aren't you supposed to be? Halfway through, I thought better and zipped it. Supposed to what? Hawk frowned. Nothing. Aren't you supposed to be in your first love's bed? Instinct warned me that question would detonate a bigger bomb. I peeked past him at his car, wondering if escape without bothering him was possible. Sebastian caught the glance and went sarcastic. Looking for Connor, huh? No. I'm thrilled you came. Ignoring my fake grin, that sounded almost sincere. Hawk shot me a glare. Up. I pursed my lips, no antics like yesterday, and tried to push off the ground. Before I managed, Hawk scooped me up in a bridal carry. Idiot. Seriously, was the guy still PMSing? While the doctor bandaged me, Hawk shoved Sebastian outside. I thought something serious was up and stared wide-eyed through my mask. Don't worry, sweetie, need me to call for help? My eyes bulged. Huh? Call? What the? Hawk pointed at the doorway. Don't be scared, we live under the rule of law. Trouble, and I'll back you. Only then did it hit me, Hawk thought Sebastian was a predator. Sure, his face could sink ships, but predator? Not with those looks. Okay, fine, I'm a sucker for hot faces. A handsome kidnapper might make me skip off willingly. Throw in some cash and I'd sprint. The old doctor kept up with the times. Plenty of good-looking scammers target young girls these days. I facepalmed hard. No need, Hawks, my brother. Doc squinted, unconvinced. Are you being threatened? No, no, Hawk really is my brother. When Sebastian walked back in, the doctor eyeballed him suspiciously. I shrank on the gurney, pretending to be terrified. Actually, I was burying laughter. Sebastian, suspected of human trafficking, hilarious. Hawk sensed the weird vibe but couldn't place it. Cough, films show no fracture, mild sprained ankle. Meds on schedule, 48 hours of cold pack, then switch to heat pack, minimal walking. Rest well and you're fine in 2 weeks. Got it. As I shifted to get down, Sebastian stepped over and lifted me again. I caught the doctor's frown deepening. Oops, claimed Hawk was my brother, yet that possessive Carrie screamed anything but. I hid in Sebastian's chest like an ostrich. What's wrong, hurting? Striding down the corridor, Hawk scowled harder. I gaped at his dark face, replayed the doctor's warning, and burst out laughing. What's so funny? Hey, Sebastian, guess what? That old doctor asked if I needed him to call. Call? You slipped, why call? I giggled harder, I squinted into slits. The doc, thought you, haha, kidnapped me, ha ha ha. Sebastian's visage turned black as a skillet, his arms twitched and Hawk landed a light swat on my butt. Shut it. Ah. My face ignited, out in public. Sebastian. Quiet. Fine, humph. Hawk deposited me at home, summoned Clark to watch me, then changed clothes to head out again. I hopped on one leg to the kitchen, gnawing apple halves. Sebastian, you're going out? His fingers paused on a button. Hawk gave me an unreadable look. Business. Oh. I nodded calmly and kept munching, admiring the view. Hawk narrowed his eyes. Nothing to say? Say what? After sleeping with his first love, did Hawk expect me to volunteer my exit? I glanced at my bandaged foot. Trouble. I was hurt and comfy here, could I negotiate an extended stay? Ah, Sebastian. What? Can I apply to stay here 2 more weeks? The moment the words left my mouth I saw Sebastian's face darken. I raised one finger. Then, 1 week? His anger was already obvious. I dropped my hand, defeated. Fine, I'll leave today. Leave? Where exactly do you think you're going? Sebastian pinned me to the wall, fingers tilting my chin. I rolled my eyes, thinking. My loft. Huh, back to your loft so you can stand on one leg like a golden rooster? I glared at him, furious. You can insult my IQ, but you cannot insult my face. Who's a rooster? You're the giant rooster. Stay put in this house. Every booking that can be pushed is pushed. You're not stepping outside until you're healed. Oh, plot twist. Instantly I swallowed my little tantrum. Yes, thank you for taking me in, Sebastian. Hawk let out a short laugh and swept me up in another bridal carry. Caught off guard again, but this was the 5th time today, I yielded to his movement. My free hand still clutched my apple for dear life. Stay in bed. Wait for me. Okay. I answered flatly, not really believing it. A first love who'd been gone for years? Fat chance she'd come back tonight. Judging by Sebastian's stamina, we'd probably go another 300 rounds. That night, sure enough, Sebastian didn't come home. Hawk just sent a single WhatsApp. Next morning I was on the phone with Leah when the doorbell rang. I ignored it. Clark was still here, someone would answer. A minute later, a familiar female voice floated up from downstairs. Hey, you still there? Shoo, Leah, hold on. What's wrong? The first love's here. I'm going to spectate. What first love? Sebastian's first love. Huh? Leah, gotta go, melon time. Wait, I hung up over her protest and hopped one-footed out of the bedroom. Leaning against the railing, I remembered people saying we looked alike. Do we? Just then Clark finished speaking, and my mutter echoed through the huge mansion. Both people below lifted their heads. My gaze met the woman's. Hesitantly I lifted a hand and gave a little wave. Hi, we meet again. Seeing her sour expression, I instantly realized, oh right, I'm the usurping stand-in, probably shouldn't greet her so casually. Vance, are you hungry? I'm making Huck a hangover soup, shall I heat some porridge for you? I glanced at Sebastian, unconscious on the sofa. Take care of Sebastian first, I'm not hungry yet. Very well. Once Clark left, the silence between the woman upstairs and me grew awkward. Just as I searched for something to say, she climbed the side staircase. I'll bring the money in 2 days. Have the decency to disappear fast. I stayed lounging against the rail, smiling. Relax, Olivia, fair deal, no tricks. I swear, in that instant I saw pure disdain in her eyes. Little rich girl, I'm taking the money and pulling a vanishing act. In this world nothing is reliable, only cash. A princess like you has never tasted poverty. When I was small I once had a happy life. Everything changed after my father fell into gambling. Quarrels big and small erupted daily, I watched my mother cry every night. Sophomore year of college, Dad ran off, leaving monstrous debts. Mom borrowed everywhere but couldn't keep up. One day I came home and found her collapsed. At St. Jude's we learned she had stomach cancer, years of labor, skipped meals, and stress had left her skeletal. Loan sharks waited at the hospital and on campus. A student not yet in society, I had zero options. They said if I couldn't pay, I could pay with my body. Between the collectors at the gate and the endless medical bills, I was cornered. Freshman year I'd acted in a campus play and knew some industry people. Being sold to a shark or kept by a sugar benefactor, what's the difference? So at that cocktail party I didn't refuse the director's setup. Originally I was paired with some studio boss, but Sebastian took me instead. I was stunned, until I learned I resembled his college sweetheart. Sebastian paid my debts, settled the hospital bills, asked for 2 years. But Mom's illness was too advanced, within a year she was gone. When the term ended I thought our love contract was over, yet Sebastian offered a contract extension. By then I had no family, no ties. My acting could support me, I didn't need to stay. Still, when Hawk asked, I couldn't say no. The darkest year of my life, Sebastian stayed beside me. Hawk was only my sugar benefactor, felt no love, yet to me Hawk was the strongest shield I had. Whenever I ran out of road, Hawk was behind me, fixing everything. I never even asked how long the second contract ran, I simply stayed. While sitting in the dressing room packing, it hit me, so much of me had seeped into his life. Even this mansion, where I rarely stayed, overflowed with my things. I braced myself on both hands, frowning at the bags, dresses, jewelry scattered across the floor. I sighed. How to pack it all? Should have cashed everything in. An idea sparked, I called my best friend Mia. My lady, hey, what petition do you bring? Clearly still stuck in a palace drama. Mia, I want to consign clothes. Sell what? A house? You're finally dumping that dust-gathering property? No, clothes, bags, actually, jewelry stays for now. Are you going broke? I'm super popular right now. Super popular as a D-lister. Mia, alright, what clothes and why? Confess. The stuff I keep at Sebastian's mansion. I don't want to haul it out, all gifts from brands. Why haul anything? Mia's antennae shot up. Well, his first love is back, so I'm vacating the slot. What? Even through the speaker I felt Mia's fury. I held the phone at arm's length. Haley, explain, first love? Sebastian's dumping you? Not dumping, we were never a couple, just a sugar arrangement. Did Sebastian tell you to leave? Not exactly, but tact, you know? The Queen returns, the stand-in exits. Mia's voice leveled out. I see. No big deal. No big deal? Nothing. Ignore me. So come help me sell. She went quiet, thinking. Fine. I'll bring buyers in a couple days. Come while Sebastian's at work, Hawk can't know. You robbing a bank? I didn't care. Just make sure Hawk doesn't find out. Got it, drama queen. A stand-in has pride, I'd rather slip away than be thrown out. I trust Sebastian and I have that unspoken understanding. Yes, everything goes without saying. Sebastian had been swamped lately. Hawk still supervised my meals, but Hawk was rarely home, perfect for my plan. Over several days I emptied the entire walk-in closet. Clark watched me as crew shuttle in and out. Curious, she asked, Vance, what's all this? I certainly couldn't tell the truth. Just clothes I don't wear, taking up space. Luckily Clark isn't nosy and doesn't tattle. Sebastian never noticed a thing. A little over a week later I could put weight on my foot again, just not for very long. On Wednesday Olivia asked me out. I got up early and spent time on my hair and makeup. Studying the pretty girl in the mirror, I ran a mental comparison. Yeah, I guess there really was a resemblance, mostly in the eyes. When I wasn't smiling, I looked a lot like Olivia. I bared my teeth in a huge grin at the mirror and shattered that frosty reflection. Humph, this girl looks way better when she smiles. 50 million, more than you'd earn from several dramas. I glanced at the figure on the certified check and beamed until my eyes turned into crescents. Olivia seemed to sneer at my reaction. Sebastian must be blind. Oh, but Sebastian likes you, so if Hawk's blind. Olivia choked on the words. After a beat she asked, once you take the money, when do you leave? Relax, I won't miss the deadline. The day after tomorrow I start shooting a reality show. I'll be gone and I'm not coming back, the mansion's already cleaned out for you. I thought my service was impeccable, yet her stare felt off, half speechless, half unwilling. I've never been good at reading people. On set the director always says my eye acting is weak. Random thought, if we tossed Olivia onto the set, the director would love her. Those eyes, so complicated. I'm used to being on the road for work, so when I told Sebastian just gave a flat 2 days of filming, then a short break before I start shooting the drama. My breaks used to belong to Sebastian, leaving him cold turkey felt odd. I shook the feeling off fast. The location turned out to be Dubai. Between takes someone suggested we stay and play. The people with open schedules agreed, and I eagerly joined the fun brigade. No more Sebastian, new life, new me. New life starts with a new trip, you only live once. In the end 5 of us stuck around, 2 guys, 2 girls, plus me. One of the guys, Vance Xiong, is pretty famous, the other 3 are only slightly better off than I am. Fresh from consigning a mountain of clothes, I spent 3 days shopping myself into a new mountain. Fun had, money spent, but back in the loft I stared at the bags. From now on there's no human Sebastian brand ATM, I'd better economize. Ties, watches, cufflinks, belts. Melancholy hit. Sigh, buying gifts for Sebastian had become reflex, a sugar benefactor with no spending limit deserves pampering. Now maybe I should ask Mia to flip the stuff with me. While I sorted, my phone rang. Hello, Leah? Hey, you and Vance Xiang are a trending scandal. Huh? Paparazzi caught you two vacationing, only shots of the pair of you. Someone setting you up. I put her on speaker and opened Twitter. The thread was a war zone. Leah, have his people been reached? Yep. They're waiting to follow our lead. Why? Aren't they panicking? They're chill, look at the comments, the trolls are all roasting you. Oh. I shrugged. Then let's clarify. I'll tweet something, tell his team to retweet. Clarifying is easy, but hey, this smells wrong. How so? Have you blocked anyone lately? This feels aimed straight at you. My thumb froze on the screen. I'm a has-been delister, who would care? And I haven't touched Sebastian's resources in years. Wait, could it be Olivia? But I already walked away, why bother? Maybe to poison his memory of me? Overkill. Hey, got a suspect? Maybe, just maybe. Who? Sebastian's first love. Leah went quiet. Hey, I meant to ask last time, what exactly is this first love deal? Weird, Mia asked the same thing. They both knew the story. His college sweetheart, the white moonlight girl. I could feel Leah's eye roll through the phone. Leah? Sebastian's first love? Yeah, the white moonlight's back, I left him, so maybe she wants to trash my reputation. Hold up. You said you left Sebastian? Yep. Hawk asked you to leave? Sort of. I posted the clarification tweet, and my phone started vibrating nonstop, all unknown numbers. I only save contacts I care about, these had to be trolls. I switched the thing off and went to take a bath. After days of running around, a soak felt like heaven. I came out humming, and froze. A man in a black suit sat on my living room sofa, dark eyes locked on me, storm clouds swirling where his thoughts should be. I was still steaming, but a chill rattled through me. S. Sebastian? Haley, Hawk spoke my name and advanced, every step thudding against my heart. I inched back, giving an awkward smile. Sebastian, what brings you here? Hawk pinned me to the wall, my wet hair trickled down my neck, but I couldn't care less. Haley, you've grown bold. I don't follow. I blinked wide, innocent eyes. Humph. Since when are we broken up? Did I miss the memo? Be broken up? I gaped. Had we ever been together? For once I caught a flicker of discomfort on his face. Next second his lips brushed my ear. Why block me? I'm pulling a vanishing act. Crap, his spell made me blurt the truth. His expression soured. Hawk laughed in angry disbelief. Vanishing act? Where exactly do you think you're running? My temper flared. Seriously? Your first love is back and you still want me, planning on two-timing? So typical. I'll run wherever I want. You can't stop me. Haley, I can. You're mine. Jerk, predator, I'm nobody's property. I pounded his chest, trying to wriggle free. But his arms were iron. Stay still. That roar uncorked everything inside me. Bastard. Your white moonlight's home and you still want me, shameless two-timer. Go back to her and leave me alone. Tears spilled before I could stop them. The moment Hawk saw them, Hawk panicked, scooping me up and carrying me to the bedroom. Don't cry. There is no white moonlight, only you. What are you imagining? Huh? My fists paused midair. I peered up through misty lashes, his earnest face came into focus. What did you say? I said, only you. Only me, meaning? I like you. I love you. You're my only girlfriend. I searched his face for a towel, but Hawk stayed deadpan, except his earlobes were crimson. Heat finally crawled up my own cheeks, happy bubbles popping in my chest. Say it again? Hawk hugged me tight. Haley, I like you, I love you, I want us to be together, real boyfriend-girlfriend. Will you? Oh. Oh? What's that mean? It means. I buried my face in his chest. Message received. You know what that means? I punched him lightly. It means yes. Sebastian's satisfied chuckle drifted down from above, and the corners of my mouth curved up of their own accord. All right, let's talk about how you took matters into your own hands. Once the tenderness passed, Sebastian reverted to his tyrannical self. Oh, the interrogation had begun. But I wasn't cowed, I was righteous. Well, mostly. What's a first love? I said, eyes darting everywhere, it's Olivia. Olivia? Sebastian frowned. Yeah, isn't she the college sweetheart you never got over? She was, but that ended years ago. We broke up long since. Hearing him admit it gave me a little more spine. So, the reason you kept me was because I look like her, your sugar arrangement was just a stand-in thing, right? Sebastian went quiet, and I straightened even more. Which makes her your first love. She came back, and I didn't want you to throw me out, So all this time you believed you were Olivia's stand-in? Sebastian forced the last two words out, his expression unreadable. Isn't that exactly what I was? Dummy. Thanks to your wild theory, you played judge and jury and sentenced me to death. Did not. Hawk tucked me against his chest and told a version I barely recognized. When Olivia and I dated, it was lukewarm. She confessed, I figured we could try. At graduation I had to take over the family company. We didn't have to split up, but she kept testing whether I cared. I wouldn't waste either of our lives, so I let her go. Looking back, I obviously didn't love her enough. If it had been you, I'd never have let leave. I shot him a glare. Less sweet talk, more facts. Sebastian laughed softly. After we broke up, zero contact. The first time I saw you, I did think you resembled her, but that's not why I took you home. Then why? You were shivering, forcing a stiff smile, something ached in me, I couldn't stand watching. Impulse hijacked me, so I took you away. Oh, just impulse. Hawk rolled his eyes. That's your takeaway? Notice the love at first sight part? Love at first sight, right, with that scowl? I pouted. Then what? 3 years ago you made me sign a sugar contract. It wasn't a sugar arrangement. What was it? A love contract. Come again? Our love contract, little dummy. I knew you'd skip the fine print, so clause 1 reads, Sebastian and Haley stay together for life. My heart missed a beat, my pale cheeks burned crimson. There's more. Such as? Every trip abroad, you visited Olivia? Nonsense. Business only. She invited me, but the first year I had one dinner, made everything clear, never saw her again. Huh? So Olivia had lied. Yet you picked her up when she flew home. Grandfather called first, you knew that. Your grandfather ordered you? Exactly. The Hawks and Sterlings are old family friends. Hawk insisted I show up at her welcome back gala. And you stayed out all night. Grandfather wanted me at the estate, we had matters to settle. The next day? Sebastian pulled out his phone, opened a chat. Son, I've lined up Smith. Nail this deal. Thanks. Heads up, Smith's team can drink, pace yourself. Work? A new acquisition. I was wrecked, crashed at the hotel, told Connor to fetch me at dawn. So no romantic 300-round battle. But Olivia drove you home. Sebastian's eyes darkened. Hawk dialed Connor. Sebastian. Connor, the morning after the Smith meeting, was it you who took me home? It was, Sebastian. Then why does Haley think Olivia did? Sterling waited at the mansion gate. She insisted, said Vance was inside anyway, and you looked awful, so I let her walk you in and watched from outside. Connor, never again. Understood. Sorry, Sebastian. Hawk hung up and looked at me. I'm sorry, I mishandled that. Also, the trending scandal was Olivia's doing. I thought we were clear, won't happen again. Sebastian had explained, in theory I should be ecstatic. But the certified check for $50 million in my purse kept me from smiling. I wrapped my arms around his neck. Sebastian, how's your mood right now? Great. A certain little dummy made me mad, but I'm magnanimous. You're the dummy, I grumbled inside. So. Sebastian, I need to tell you something. Shoot. Cough, promise you won't get angry. Hawk arched a brow. Let's hear it first. Nope, swear. And if I don't? Then I'll sentence you to death again. Sebastian sealed my lips with a fierce kiss. Don't ever say that. Okay. Spill. I won't be mad. Well, that day, which day? The morning Olivia brought you home. We chatted a bit. About what? Staring into his dark eyes, I curled into a ball and burrowed against his chest. Fast, like ripping off a band-aid, Olivia gave me $50 million to walk away, and I took it. I trembled, peeking through my lashes at his face. The storm swirling there now looked Category 5. So you sold me for $50 million. The words came through clenched teeth. I shook like a leaf. Sebastian, I was wrong, please forgive me, best Sebastian in the world, please. Hawk yanked my protective arms away, unfolded me, and pinned me beneath him. Haley, are you insane? I'm worth more than $50 million, show some vision. But $50 million is still money, I like money. Sebastian, barely containing his wrath, fished a card from his pocket and waved it before my eyes. No spending limit, and you're never leaving me again. My pitiful mask flipped to dazzling smile. I snatched the card. Yes, sir, Sebastian's amazing. Dummy. But what about the $50 million? I'll pay it back for you. Sebastian's the best. Hey, be good. In the heat of it all, I gazed at the man above me. Why didn't you tell me sooner? I thought you'd figure it out. I spoiled you rotten, how could you not see? I circled his neck and whispered in his ear, Sebastian, I love you. His eyes burned even darker. The night was still young. How could I not love a Sebastian like this? Only, back then, without your clear I love you, I had to stay sober so I wouldn't drown. Now spring has come, and love is everywhere. Thanks for listening to today's story. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate it? If you liked this video, please like and share it with friends. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more amazing stories. See you next time.